Over 1,400 companies expected to report. Now, we have heard from most of the FANGs and some of the FANG men, so that excitement is all over. But that doesn't mean we're not still getting a lot of growth stocks and really popular brand, that we all own. So those are going this week. Real estate, energy, some of these growth names, and we're beginning to see a few more of the retailers and travel. A lot of the REITs on the travel side, some more hotels, and also the big online travel agency stocks like Booking and Expedia reporting this week. What is happening with the consumer? Can we tell even more? We'll see. But I picked out 5 companies that you should be watching this week. These are kind of the must-sees since we don't have the FANGs anymore. What are they? Let's dive right in. So the first stock out of the gate is PayPal, ticker PYPL, and it was the beast until about mid-2021. And now, as you can see, the shares have round-tripped and then some from the coronavirus lows. And now year to date down about 54%. So this one, it has the good earnings surprise track record, just those 2 misses in the last 5 years. So I am expecting probably to see another meet or beat here, but whether or not that does much for the stock remains to be seen. It's still a little pricey here, trading at 22 times. So this one is kind of an unknown. And could it get a boost here off this earnings report? Certainly. But will it be anything that's sustainable? I don't know. And we're going to have to wait and see what they say on the conference call. Then we're going to switch it over to one of the big restaurant stocks, Starbucks, SBUX. I own this in my own personal portfolio, and I've owned it for years. It too has a good earnings surprise track record with just 2 misses, but those 2 misses just happening here in 2022. Shares are down big, down 27% year to date, but they are getting a little bit of a boost off those lows, and they're up about 11% in the last month. Could the worst be over? Now, remember, Howard Schultz had to come back in as, temporary interim CEO as they try to find someone new to lead the company. We're supposed to be getting some answers on who that person's going to be soon by this fall. So what is happening with Starbucks business? It also has issues going on in China with the COVID restrictions and shutdowns still happening over there. Other companies have said they expected a V-shaped recovery out of those coronavirus shutdown, but that did not happen as the shutdowns continue like intermittently. So it's hard to run a business like this that, is shut down, open, shut down, open. These are issues. So China is really the big issue for me watching what happens with Starbucks. US comps should be good again. They have some real rocking summer drinks. I don't know if you've tried them, but that Paradise one with the pineapple is very good. It's got a couple versions. It's got the lemonade and the one with the coconut milk. I like both of them. Still has its popular like pink drink and some of those others from prior summers. So even with the additional price increases on all of these drinks, we're still going. We still can't get enough of Starbucks in the US. So there's a lot of moving parts here. What will happen with it? It's not cheap here because those earnings estimates have been cut, expected to be down 11% this fiscal year. So it's trading at 29 times, still not cheap, but Starbucks is definitely one to watch. Then we're going to switch over to another one I own, Booking Holdings, ticker BKNG. And we all know it as formerly known as Priceline. And it is also kind of an interesting story. So earnings expected to be up 115% this year off of the coronavirus hit it has taken in the last 2 years. This is a big year for travel. We all have been trying to go somewhere ourselves. So we're all booking online, all the hotels, airlines, cruise ships, rental car companies say that demand is still strong and is strong into the fall. So what is Booking seeing? These shares down 21% year to date, but up about 8% in the last month. So little off those recent lows of the year. And it too is a pretty good track record, especially during the pandemic with, those 6 beats in a row there. before you see those misses that happened right when the pandemic was hitting. So this is kind of an interesting one, and a lot of people own it. It was a big growth stock. Earnings are returning to that growth trajectory, trading at 19 times right here, which is not super expensive for this stock. But what is happening underlying, the underlying business, we will see. Then another company that's similarly challenged is Alibaba, ticker BABA. Although the stock, the chart looks a little more pedestrian than what Bookings did and a little more controlled, but this one has been on the downside. And as you can see, even with a fairly good earnings surprise track record during the pandemic, just those two misses since 2020, the market has not liked what's happening with these Chinese web and internet stocks, and Alibaba still being challenged here, down 24% year to date, even though it tried to have a mini rally in there earlier this year. But over the last month, down 21% as it's testing those lows, those 5-year lows there. And so no one really knows what's going on in China, even with the consumer, with the Chinese government, what they're doing with these tech companies or not doing, as the case may be. Nobody seems to know. There's a lot of uncertainty. Stock market does not like that. So it will just abandon that uncertainty. It's trading at just 12 times earnings, but nobody again really knows what is happening with the earnings. So this is kind of an important earnings call for them, especially with the COVID lockdowns over in China. So I'll be tuning in just to kind of see what is going on, even though I'm not a fan of the Chinese stocks, as many of you know, but this is the big one. And I want to see if maybe a bottom has been formed here or not. Then we're going to switch back to travel with Airbnb. ABNB is the ticker. This one has taken it on the chin here in 2022, like a lot of stocks, even though earnings expected to be up 433% here in 2022. So that's quite a rebound, as again, we're all out traveling. We are all renting houses on Airbnb still, right? So this company is expected to see the big gain. Year to date, though, the share's down 34%, but they have spiked off those lows, up 24% in just the last month. Now, they do have a PE because they are making money here. They are earnings positive, but PE is a sky high at 58 times. So what should we be doing with this company? Value stock investors really shouldn't be in it, but is the growth enough for some growth investors to maybe start dipping in their toe here? I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see on some of these travel names, but Airbnb, definitely one to watch. So these are 5 that are companies to watch in a very busy earnings week. It's almost hard to pick out the leaders this week, but I'm going to have a few more for you. Big branded names that we all know or we use their product. And those are some that you will want to watch this week as well. But things aren't going to slow down over this week or the next couple of weeks. We still have hundreds of more companies expected to report. It's not all about big cap tech. There's a lot going on. So you want to be sure to subscribe. Be sure to get us at zacks.com/YouTube, get all of our videos, and follow me on Twitter at Tracy Reinick to get more earnings charts. And I'll see you again next time with those earnings charts.